is up, everybody? This is the Beautiful Bearded Bastards. This is our Halloween special with special guest Jeremy Ryan. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing, bud?
All right. Don't swear you're on the air. Don't swear you're on the air.
Man, I already can't breathe in this thing. This gotta go. I apologize.
Hey, there's a tiny mouth slit.
What did we get? 4 seconds?
4 seconds.
4 seconds of magic.
That's not even long enough to kill somebody.
I might put them on later if I get drunk enough.
That is exactly why I go with a more human. Instead of a mask, I go with the paint. That way, you're able to see facial features and be able to move around anyway.
So that's what we should have did, and
Yeah.
we're running
Breathing
around like
is important.
headless chickens this last second here to get everything going.
Isn't that how it goes on Halloween sometimes?
Every time. Let's see here.
I hope you can hear me.
So yeah, we got Jeremy Ryan today. He's a Halloween enthusiast. He's done haunted houses. I don't know if he's went on ghost adventures or anything. I'm just kind of spitballing now. What have some things you've done that's Halloween related?
I would love to talk to you guys about ghost stories. I could go on for hours about that.
Which is perfectly fine.
I take it you're a believer in ghosts?
Me, no. I'm pretty. I'm skeptical. I'll say that. If a ghost popped out and was like, "What's up?" I'll be like, "Hey, they're real." But until that happens as an adult and maybe not drunk or something or anything like that, I'm gonna stick with nah.
So do you have a good BS detector? Can you tell if somebody's lying to you?
Man, so a story. We were in Springfield one time and we went to the albino farm. Don't know if you ever heard of it. And then, so we all went out there. It was dark. It was a creepy place, old house, old building. And then the guy that was kind of doing the tour, I guess, was just so poor at explaining this. There was so you know how most houses, they'll have a sidewalk coming up to it. And then at the end of that sidewalk, on the opposite side of the house, there's like the pillars for decoration. So he was like, "Do you see this sidewalk that goes to nowhere and these random pillars here? Ooh, all fucking corny like." And it's just like, this is garbage, dude. So, yeah, that was and it's not just the people that tell the story, because I don't think anyone's a liar, but the human mind is very, very, your say doesn't always work in the court of law because of memory. You see something crazy happen, it's hard to pick out the details in it. So.
I could tell you some crazy. I mean, I grew up in a very, very haunted house. I'm give everybody a little background because I feel like these stories are going to go through a few different states and areas of this great country.
Yeah.
I am from about 55 miles west of Chicago, from Rockford, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
Hometown of Cheap Trick. If you're familiar with Cheap Trick,
Yep.
that's our big
I
claim.
like that band.
In fact, they just built a Hard Rock Casino, and it's the only one that is themed after the guitar player Rick Nielsen. So just stopped by there. It just opened up a month ago. But anyway, I'm from the Chicago area. I lived in this area twice now for about 3 years in 2 separate periods, so about 6 years total. When I left here, I went down to Texas for about 10 years. But yeah, I grew up in northern Illinois, in Rockford, Illinois, and the subdivision I grew up in was actually old Army barracks that they had turned into houses. I don't even know how old or what war it was. I just know it was my dad's first house. It was a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, ranch style, as big as this room. It was small,
Right.
But I mean, growing up was terrifying. There was things that happened for myself and my siblings that were just unexplainable. I will tell you, there was a Ouija board in the closet. And I was very young. I was under the age of 10, but the stories I'm being told from even my grandmother, my aunts, is my mother had a Ouija board. It was in the side closet down the hallway. They tried to throw it away several times, and then it would end up back in the hall closet. Now, that one is a third-party story. I don't know if that's true or not. I can tell you that the stuff that happened was unbelievable.
All right.
I don't like messing with those Ouija boards.
To this day,
man.
like
freaks me
that's
out.
That's my one thing. That's my one thing. Like I'm out. Like,
have you seen anything crazy happen with them though?
with a Ouija board?
Yeah, like I've heard the stories that people's told with knives coming out of it or something, but I don't know.
I remember when I was a kid, and it really nostalgia talking about Halloween with you guys. But
Heck yeah.
my dad was a bass player in a popular band in our town, late '80s, early '90s. So the neighborhood kids, the girls would babysit us. I remember they had a Ouija board out one time. It's the only time I've ever laid eyes on one. And man, those were some good times too. Because you got to think, like, I got on my Freddy Krueger shirt.
Right.
I know we're gonna get into movies and talk about all this stuff, but you got to think about the time period. First Nightmare on Elm Street come out, what, 81, 82, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
So when I'm growing up, 5 or 6 years old, you know, the neighbors are babysitting us. Those movies were only 8 or 9 years old. They weren't 40 years old like they are now. So, I mean, we watched all the. I think the first time I saw a boob.
Invisible.
I think the first time I saw a boob was Friday the 13th,
Oh,
and
shit.
it was because of the girls that were
I think the first
watching
movie
us.
sex scene I seen was a Friday the 13th. No. Yeah, Friday the 13th. Yeah.
It doesn't matter how cheesy they
Yeah.
are, you're gonna get at least one topless shot.
Right. So yeah, well, thank you for coming on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
I'm excited to see what all we talk about. Let's get our
Cheers.
cheers in.
All
I
right.
hope you enjoy
Halloween.
the drink. We kind of just threw it together.
Hey.
It's a Halloween drink. It's themed. It's no special cocktail. And it's very strong. I'll probably be one and done.
It's strong.
It's strong.
It still tastes good though.
Apologize in advance. It does taste pretty good. We also have these drinks that a friend of mine got for us for the show. It's these Beetlejuice Fantas. I haven't tried it. Have you guys tried them yet?
No, I've seen them though.
Have you tried it?
I'm doing my Vanna White.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
We're not sponsored by them, but it's funny because the
actually
green,
green.
they're invisible looking. So that's interesting, but
Showing up the background.
I'll do a first taste test on it some point. As soon as I see Ryan in, he's the one that got it for us. So
We're popping bottles.
we'll wait till he's in before we try it. And
So what did you guys think of Beetlejuice? I know you guys all went out there and
yeah,
watched it.
have you seen it yet?
I went and seen it.
Okay, I don't want to spoil it. And spoiler alert if anyone's watching. Oh, Ryan is here. Spoiler alert if anybody's watching. But I thought it was good. It was very nostalgic, but it almost felt like it was lacking a solid plot, and then I was just kind of everywhere. Like
Alright.
it felt like there was each character had its own kind of plot going on, but there wasn't no good plot building for it, and no real good closure.
Were you satisfied? Were you upset? Were you disappointed in the movie?
No, not at all. I still enjoyed it. I loved that Tim Burton kept a lot of the claymation kind of style in there still.
Sure,
You know, that classic stuff that he always did from the 80s. And I'm a huge fan of the first one, man. It's still number one for me as far as the two ones. Apparently, they're going to do a third one, too, which would be cool because the first one's just Beetlejuice. Second one's Beetlejuice, and the third one would be Beetlejuice.
You actually
And they need to
heard they're gonna
stop
do a
there.
third one?
I heard. Yeah, I don't know if it's fact or if it's actual yet, but they need to stop after 3 because I think that'd just be perfect. And then, Michael Keaton's getting old. He actually, his real name's Michael Douglas. I found that out the other day, too.
They didn't want to have two in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a fun fact.
That's funny.
All right, you guys want to give this a try? Since Ryan's in here, we don't want to wait a whole hour and bore him out.
Like you were saying with the movie, though, yeah, there were just so many subplots.
It smells good.
Smell like apples.
It
How do you like
smells
that,
like
apples?
caramel apple Fanta.
Apples should be good. Sometimes when they have green coloring, it's actually orange flavored. Oh,
What do you like? What do you think?
okay. This is exactly like the movie. Okay. So I agree with you. I think they played on our emotions. They knew that we are emotionally attached to them characters and them stories and those images. And there was a lot of side stories. I think you're exactly right.
Right.
It lacks something. But Michael Keaton looked great in that character.
And I think he performed great too.
He went right back into it like it was 30 years ago.
Right.
The one, if
Maybe a
anybody's-
little less animated because he's older,
right.
but
Right.
it's still, yeah.
You know, I was excited to see it. I wasn't let down, but it definitely. If those two movies, if Beetlejuice and the second one, Beetlejuice, was on the shelf and I was going to go watch one again, I would never pick the second one. I would always watch the original. The one cool thing I thought, and I will give a spoiler because I'm sure everybody's heard by now, but Danny DeVito.
That was awesome.
Yeah,
The
That'd be
reason I
awesome.
like that, though, is I think that was intentional. That's a throwback to...
The Penguin or something, right? Or,
Right.
Yep, no.
Batman Returns, a little Tim Burton.
So,
One of my-
Ryan, to
one of my
answer your
favorites.
question, it's not horrible, but it almost lacks... it almost lacks a good sweet linger. Like, you drink it, and it's kind of good, then it's kind of dead immediately after. That would be my best guess on it.
You know what I think they did? This takes like remember when the original Ghostbusters came out
Nope.
and they had the high C kids juice drink and it was green, but it was orange flavored. It's almost like they took that and added a little bit of fizz.
Okay. I don't think I've had that high C, but when did the first Ghostbusters come out?
85 or something.
I wasn't
like
even
that.
born
So-
yet.
I don't- Was it 85? I
How
can't
old are
remember.
you fellas? Are you making me feel like the old one?
No. I'm 33.
We're not supposed to answer questions.
Complete
like
ass. I want you to explain to me
Well,
how
I'm-
you know what ass tastes like.
I mean, yeah, it's like, okay, it's kind of a tangy apple at first, and then at the back end of it is like sweet caramel flavor. And,
Well, it just dies down. It almost has no hold.
yeah,
I'm 33, and you are
37.
37, yeah.
Damn it.
I'm the grandfather of the group. Y'all better behave.
We're used to that.
No, I'm 38.
Oh, right on.
What do you like to know? I'd like to get Ryan on the show. I think he'd be fun.
Right on.
We'll get him on the show.
Come on out. All are welcome.
Yeah, you're definitely not the oldest that's been on the show, though, so.
Oh yeah.
And
And
yeah.
Caleb's about to, he's like 39 or something.
Well, Eric's 40.
Yeah.
I'll let him have it.
Zach. Or no, Chris.
Yeah. Chris Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. we've had kind of a few Thornsberry too.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't say he's old, but he's older than us. He was your teacher.
Yeah. He's older than Chris, I'm pretty sure.
So I would think. So you and I are closer.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't think that
no,
there's a
he doesn't
big
think.
he probably doesn't think there's a big difference in our age. But you and I watched some of these movies on VHS.
Right.
I've watched him on VHS.
Have you?
I grew
or did
up
you
with
start
VHS.
with did you start with DVDs?
No, we
Okay.
had fuckloads of
He had
VHSs.
VHSs. I saw
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Okay.
I witnessed it.
Yeah. Dude, I had like the whole Dragon Ball Z collection on VHS.
Oh boy, you lost me there.
I'm just saying, like, I've had VHS.
Yeah. All right.
So what's some good scary movies you like? You said you like the older ones. I know you said Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street.
So growing up, like I said, those movies were still new.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Friday the 13th and Nightmare on Elm Street. I actually just went and seen the house from Nightmare on Elm Street out in Los Angeles. I was out there for something else, but it was the one thing that I went to see. You know, looking back, everybody kind of laughs at those movies, but I think there has to be an element of humor, and there's got to be over the top gore.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Friday the 13th, the kills got really cheesy. I don't think I've ever seen Jason X.
I have.
You know, have you?
And I've seen Freddy vs. Jason, which I
I've seen
loved, and
that
it's
one.
so cheesy.
I like
loved
that
it.
one.
But I loved it, yeah.
Can I? Oh,
I watched it when it came out in theater, and my mom bought me one of the Jason Voorhees life-size cardboard cutouts that the movie theaters had.
awesome.
Yeah.
So I saw it in the theater in my town. I'm sure you've seen. I don't want to compare these two things, but I'm sure you've seen the town I'm from, Rockford, Illinois, is always on like the most violent city lists
I
every year.
didn't
It's
know.
always third, fourth, right
I
up
thought
there with
St.
St.
Louis
Louis.
was bad.
Yeah, it's St. Louis, Detroit, my town. Which goes into the scary movies. It's because they shut down Cabrini Green from Candyman in Chicago, and everybody moved in.
Okay.
But anyway, no, I saw Freddy versus Jason in the theater, and I waited until later because I work a lot. I went and seen it like 6 months after it came out, like the middle of summer, later the next year. And I'll never forget, like I went down to the ghetto, dude. There was bullet holes in the wall and stuff. And it was me and the girl that was with me were the only white ones in there.
Oh man.
And when Freddie looks at the screen and and what is it, Kelly Rowland? He goes, "Sweet dark meat." Dude, I felt this big. I thought I was gonna die. But no, I think my favorite would be Freddy Krueger, and it's funny. I know the second and third ones got every line he says is stand-up comedy.
Right.
Everything he says is
one-liners,
funny.
man.
The one-liners. So I'm a Freddy guy. A
Yeah.
lot of people don't like it. The first one was actually intended to be scary, and the first one was actually based on 2 true events.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you know that.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, I think I might have heard about that actually.
it's imagery. They gave him...
Fire part.
No. They didn't talk about it until the third Dream Warriors. But... So... Wes Craven used to be like an English teacher or something, and it was back in the old days when the teachers would read the newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And there was 2 stories in the newspaper. One was there was a kid that died in his apartment, had slash marks on his stomach. I mean, this was a huge tale when I was a kid. All of the doors were locked. All of the windows were locked. There was no trail leading him in or out of the house, and he was dead in his own bed.
Oh, shit.
And then the second true part of the story is there is I think it's Chinese zodiac belief of a killer that attacks in your sleep. So he put the 2 together, and then obviously they had to have somebody to play the part. They did a little backstory. But no, it was intended to be a very terrifying movie when it came out. So...
See, that error is like, so back then these are all probably very terrifying anyway, and we look back on them now with, the poor graphics and all that, and think they just look kind of corny. There's still a nostalgia about them, and they're still really cool. Now, I've said before on the show, I went and watched The Ring, and it's not an old one. It's the newer scary, but it was scary when it come out when I was a kid, but looking back on it now, it's just so fucking corny and makes no sense. Like some of the shit they did and why, or
new ideas when they come out and they hit the screen. It's just like it's new, so it's kind of has that element of surprise and scare to it. And then, but yeah, when you go back, it's like
I like more
Wait
of
a
the
minute.
thrillers and like the more of the mystery and suspense ones, or the psychological ones that makes you like think in your fucking head. And one that wasn't that great, but I really liked how they played it out, was the Babadook. Really good visuals, and it was real simple. And then they got you. Where they got you is the suspense is like, it's these slow zooms into a door, like that's a closet or something, and you're just kind of building. You're almost kind of scaring yourself, thinking, what the fuck's going to happen? There's going to be a jump scare, and there's not. And it's just that being that almost like a long suspense letdown, but the fact that it kind of got you on your edge, and ready to, there's going to be a jump scare, and then there wasn't. And it's just you built all that tension up, and I like things like that. And the jump scares are good too, and they're getting clever with it too, because it used to be the one where you would shut the mirror and there was someone behind you, but now they're getting to like where you're expecting it, and then they shut the mirror and there's nothing there, but then they turn around and it's just like
But the noise is there.
The noise
shut the
is
mirror
there.
and the noise is there.
There's nothing there.
Nothing.
Yeah.
See, and I never got into any of the newer style movies. There's a difference between myself and the 6 years. I've got an older brother, he was into some of the B movies of the late 80s, Idle Hands. I think I mentioned to you guys.
I like that one. That's funny.
You know, Damien. As far as the Omen, the Ring, stuff like that, like I'm not interested in going and getting terrified. Like suspense is good, thriller's good. For example, Evil Dead. Those are my favorites.
Yeah.
1, 2, and then Army of Darkness. Army of Darkness, it's hilarious. They're all one-liners. We can all recite them. They're incredible. It's got an element of cheese to it. Over the top gore when they push him in the one guy and
Bruce
blood
Campbell
is going crazy. But it probably would surprise you guys. I haven't plugged a television in since 2009.
Oh, well, at least you're
15
experiencing
years.
the world more, right?
Yeah, I try to stay busy, try to do something productive, but yeah, unless I'm in an environment like this, or if I go out to the honky tonks and play music or see some friends, if they've got a TV on, I'm in. If not, I haven't plugged television in, so I'm not too keen on any of the new stuff. So
That's pretty good though. Get unplugged, you know.
Right. Another one that really got me when I was younger was The Grudge. That was new for its kind of time around here. And then the part that still will get me the kind of goosebumps when I'm up in an attic is, I don't know if you've seen The Grudge, but there's a scene where
I have an image in my head.
she's looking up in one of these old, like just an unfinished ceiling or attic, and looking around, and then you just see this fucking face pops up right in the lighter, and then he jumps. And dude, anytime I'm in a fucking attic with a flashlight looking around, I'm just anticipating the fucking face to just pop up right there every fucking time. It's stuck with me for this long.
Yeah,
What
jump
was that?
scares. Yeah.
What was that? Wayne's World? Where he had the flashlight. I'm the leprechaun.
That's another one I never got into, is the Leprechaun. It's a Lucasfilm one, ain't it?
I watched those. Warwick Davis, he's the leprechaun, and I've seen, I think, the first 3, and then I've seen Leprechaun in the Hood, like Ice-T or whatever.
How's our audio sound, guys? Can you hear us all right? I'm not getting no feedback from you right now. We can hear ourselves.
Did you just turn mine up?
A little bit, because you're being quiet.
Yeah, turn it up. All right.
I can turn you off if I want to.
Well, don't do that.
What?
I love your Beetlejuice animal. You got what do you call this? Stuff something.
Yeah, a squishy.
I love how they got the mold.
The only thing I don't
growing
like
on the cheeks and everything.
is it's got sand in it. So it's to keep it sitting, but we seen it at Walmart. We had to buy it. It was right after we seen the new Beetlejuice, so.
All right, killer.
Sounds good to me. All right, thank you, Matt. I appreciate it, buddy.
Here's a little one.
Thanks for joining us.
You see through.
This is the marriage counselor version, where he's wearing the sweater.
The juice is loose.
You know what it is? It's the green.
Yeah.
The green's not showing up.
Well, it's a little bit, because it's a little off green, I think. Oh, no.
Oh,
I
look at
see
that.
Here, look. Can you see me flipping you off?
Probably not.
We didn't put the prop cam up today. No prop cam.
Damn it.
But we do got some props, and they'll be brought up as we discuss them. So you used to do, or I don't know if you still do or not, haunted houses. Do you still do them, or?
Yes, I used to do Ozark Visions down in Lebanon, Missouri. Done a few characters there, a couple that I'm proud of. It's been years in between. Like I told you, I lived in that area for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I disappeared and went to Texas for 9 years. I came back, and I lived there again for another 3 years. So, 15 years ago, I mean, times have changed as far as a lot of characters got older and moved on.
Mm-hmm.
But back then, we didn't do any kind of, nobody was allowed to have a Freddy Krueger mask or a Jason mask or anything like that. We didn't do anything commercial. And we actually, one of my most proud years was there was an online poll of the haunted houses in Missouri, and we went in at that year. our theme was phobias.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody dressed up like Beetlejuice. Nobody dressed up as
Like
Jason.
spiders and
If
things
you
like
go
that,
into that
or-
haunted house today, it's still built the same way. When you go down certain hallways, they enclose on you,
Oh,
like
okay.
claustrophobia.
Okay.
You're going up staircases that are super narrow. Somebody would crawl out from underneath the bed, that type of stuff. And we won out. We were the #1 haunted house in Missouri. Just this little barn sitting out in this guy's yard.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, he was still relatively new to it within the first 5 years.
They're the ones that sell that has the costume shop too.
Yeah, they're
okay, I've been
open
there.
year round. Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, that's an amazing story too.
Okay.
But anyway, no, we beat out Kansas City, we beat out St. Louis, we beat out all of Springfield, all of the major cities in this poll. Now I can't tell you how many people voted on that poll. Right. All I know is every year we were watching. I mean, online polls, who knows who actually shows up on there. But we beat out all of them people with no money. No finances, because they would get sponsorships from Fanta.
Mm-hmm.
Monster Energy sponsored the one up the way, and is it Rolla? They had a big one up there where they actually, we're talking 15 years ago, but they had a giant electronic Beetlejuice that was awesome. The snake, but the Beetlejuice head came out, and but they had $1 million endorsements. We had nothing,
right?
And we just put on some old clothes and put a weapon in our hand and, jumped out at people. And I think that year was probably... So I've had a couple of good characters. One year, my most proud moment, we ran... And I will preface this by saying it was the owner's idea. Mm. We had a meth lab. And they said, Jeremy... You are the meth dealer.
This was pre-Breaking Bad, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This would have been 2009, 2010. And my most proud moment is, it was constant. People were constantly coming through, and all of a sudden there's a big break. Because you're listening and you're waiting for clues. Mm-hmm. If you really get into the character, like I have in the past, you wait to hear the customer coming in the room prior to you. You watch the shadows on the wall. And then when they come up, you do your bit. That year I had the only door in the haunted house. And the room prior to me was zombies. Nobody's afraid of a zombie. All right. So
them fast ones are kind of scary.
Real ones, if they were really...
yeah. So they had these plastic buckets that they had neon green like this. And there's 2 of them in this room banging these buckets around. And I could hear the people in the room prior to me, the customer coming in. I hear them, this isn't even scary at all. This is awful. Zombie can't get us. Mm. Well, I had the only door in the room, in the whole haunted house. So we get a kick out of how many times we can scare you.
Right.
In that room. So everybody, I would get 4 scares. The first one, I hear them bad-mouthing the people next to me. When they opened that door, my face was right there.
Oh, man.
This isn't scary. That door opened and my face was eye level with them. Bruised up like this. I had a muscle shirt on, and we had antifreeze bottles with rubber tubes going into beakers. Well, all of a sudden, 45 minutes goes by, and I haven't seen a customer. Mm. All of a sudden, the door opens, and I didn't get my cue. The people before me didn't do any kind of scare or make any noise, didn't say anything. The door opens, and it's the guy that owns the haunted house and an officer.
Oh, shit.
And somebody had reported that I was selling meth out of the haunted house.
Oh, my God.
No. So,
no.
And at the time,
wow.
At the time,
it's a character. It's a character.
No, I puffed my chest up pretty good, and I just, at the time in that neighborhood, meth was a really big problem.
Right. Okay.
I'm sure it still has its problems, but it was really prominent at the time. And I remember going into work and being like, "Hey, where's so and so at?" the next shift would come in and, oh, he got busted cooking. He'll be in on Monday. And I'm going, wait a minute.
What?
Like, everybody was going to slap on the wrist.
Mm-hmm.
So I just looked at the cop and I was like, hey, look, if you guys would do your job, instead of giving these guys a slap on the wrist, we wouldn't mock you. He's like, well, I could have you arrested for having the antifreeze and everything. It looks like you have intent to sell. Actually, I forgot it. I've got, they made me a certificate, and I didn't read it. I just threw it in a storage unit.
Right.
And then several years later, I was looking, and somebody was telling the story, and I looked at this certificate, and it says, the most realistic character involving law enforcement. Because they did. They come and shut down the haunted house. I think what it was, looking back, I think what it was, and I don't feel bad about this. Some of you are going to be upset with me, but we do a job.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. But my job is to scare you. If you bring your kids in and they have nightmares for the next 12 years, I don't care. I did my job.
Right.
And what happens is people come in and they've got an infant with them.
It's called a haunted house.
Thank you. It's almost like we're on a petting zoo. And I remember this. I remember this woman coming in. She had an infant with her, and she goes, "Oh, take a picture with the actor."
That'd be like taking your kids to church and getting mad at them for believing in God or something. You know what I mean? Like,
that's hilarious.
It's not the place for that. That's like taking them to the movie theater.
Thank you.
Like you're not supposed to.
So at the time, bath salts was also a thing.
Oh no!
Okay.
And there was legit videos of people biting people's faces on the street. And it was coming into our area, bath salts itself. Not so much the biting, but I'm a big Alice Cooper fan, and he had a song at the time called "I'll Bite Your Face Off." So they come in, I get them with the door. Okay, they're scared. Well, they got to go past me, and they had it set up like a bar. So I'm sitting, and they go by. She puts the kid in my face. Well, I'm already standing on the table. I'm crouched down, standing, getting ready to yell in their face. My line was, "I'll bite your face off." "Oh, take a picture with the actor." "I'll bite your face off." Shoom, they were gone, right?
Oh, no.
And the next thing I knew, the cops were there. So, I think that's what caused it.
It's like going to a rock concert and complaining that the music's loud, man. What the hell?
What's up, Matt? What's up, Thomas?
What's up, Tommy?
Thanks for coming out, guys.
I need to get you your bow hangers. Damn it.
Bow hangers.
I've 3D printed him some bow hangers.
3D printing.
Yeah, that's wild. That's a crazy story though about the cops and the meth, and that's
what I'm most proud of. I think the current character was probably the most recognized character. It's almost like it's got to be in a Hall of Fame. We unlocked something there. Prior to that, the first year, I'm going to jump around because I think it's important to understand the first one and how things work. I didn't know what I was doing. I showed up with my cousin, and he's like, "We're going to jump out and scare people. Let's go do it." I'm like, okay. So and it's literally a last-minute thing. It's an hour before we're going live. I have no idea what to do, how to play it. I walk in. They're like, "Just grab something out of the dressing room, dress up, see if you can be scary." I'm like, so there was a monkey suit, okay? And then there was a werewolf suit. And the monkey suit had all the fur. I grabbed the werewolf body because it had muscles and stomach, and I took a safety pin and pierced the nipple. I put on a trucker hat, had a cigarette hanging out of the mouth, and then I drove down to the Lowe's. I'm like, how am I going to make a monkey scary? Excuse me. How are we going to make a monkey scary? I go down to Lowe's, and I said, "Give me the heaviest chain you've got. Give me 2 feet of it. Heaviest chain you got. Real chain." All right. And I'll just play it like I escaped.
Okay.
So that first year, like, I'm a 4D guy. I'm trying to tell a story. I went and bought bananas.
All
right.
Try to be as authentic with it. Yeah.
People come out. That year was so awesome. People would come out of the haunted house, and we could hear them go. I could look at them. One of our friends, I won't use last names, my buddy Brian's been doing it with me for 15 years, and he's always a clown. And he's on top. They had a van parked outside. So when you got done with the haunted house, it looks like you were done. Because you saw the parking lot. You saw a van. It was just one car, but it's so big, the door opens and it's right there. So they come out and I hear them go, oh, this was a waste of money. This wasn't even scary. This was a short haunted house. I can't believe it's over. We're on top of the van. We're looking down on them. I would take that chain and throw it against the side of the van. So you hear metal on metal, and they jump, and they go to run, and off to the back of the van, they had it blocked off with chicken wire. So they had to go around the front of the van. Well, they see the two of us on top there. I'm jumping up and down, acting like a monkey, right? Well, they go running around. Brian would take off and run and jump. We were way younger then.
Right.
Run and jump off the top of the van, land in front of the hood in front of those people. They couldn't get around them. I would take the bananas, throw them against the wall. They're exploding on the wall. They go running by, and I told them, I was like, well, you're telling a story. They can't get past you. You're the killer. They can't get past you. Okay, look, I'm going to take this chain. I'm going to wrap it around your neck. Don't worry about it. I'll put my thumb in there or hold the chain. Ain't going to hurt you. I'm going to act like I'm choking out the clown. You drop down. So they got past the first guy. When they go to run past me, I slide open the van door, and 5 more clowns would jump out. And, of course, we had the slow, creepy ice cream music going. And they go run. We played monkey in the middle. We threw bananas. I choked them out. They dropped. Then the chainsaw comes, and we would have a point system of how far people would run, how many points you get. We get back on top of the vans and see people running all the way to their cars. These are the same people that just said, this isn't funny. We just wasted our money.
And then you scared the fuck out of them.
Yeah. I was hooked. So that was the character that the old co-workers with me know me as. And, wow, how'd you get all those? Oh, did I send all those to you?
He sent it to him, and he sent it to me. Yeah. Let's see. This is one of them. Do you want to show him this one?
Sure, go for it.
Show the people.
Let's see. There's now explain this one while we're showing it. It's going to be delayed, but
sure. So.
Oh well, no, it's green screened. Why is it doing that?
Oh, because it's green in the picture.
Oh man, how do I fix that?
Oh yeah, boy. It is.
Wow, that's weird.
Oh wow, that's kind of a cool outline of me there. Cool profile.
I don't know. Oh, maybe that. No, that. No. Well, that was a fail. We tried. Oops. I need.
So with
technical
with those, the lighting, part of the haunted house that's amazing is the sound effects. It's the loud music playing. It's the lighting. Nobody used strobes anymore because of epilepsy.
Right.
So yeah, the photo he was going to show was.
The last one we went to did actually.
Did they?
I don't like strobe lights that much. I don't have epilepsy, but I just don't like them.
Sure. Well, so we had a green and a purple light, and actually it kind of brings all this together. But people's tensions are high because there's so much. They're in the dark. They purposely came to a haunted house. They want to be scared.
Right.
So they're anticipating something, but they have no idea what's coming. And they're easily distracted, smoke and mirrors. In that picture that you try to put up, the lighting is green. One day I'm at the haunted house or for the meeting, okay, this is what we're going to do this year. We walk through, and then the owner pulls me aside, and he's like, hey, there's a bathroom. I really think you'll do well in that bathroom. He's like, I said, I don't know, man. Like even the actor's nerves get up. You don't know what you're going to say. You don't know, you're hoping it's a good night. You hope you don't get beat up.
So everything you're saying is not scripted? That's just stuff you come up with, or?
Yes and no. So that particular character, like I said, he gave me a toilet and said, "Be scary."
The toilet room, right? That you're showing me
The
earlier?
toilet room.
Okay, we actually can probably show it too. So let's.
I hope this one comes up.
There's no green, so it should.
So when I was gonna do this room, I was gonna do it like
Yummy.
the scary movie.
Yeah, yummy.
I was gonna do it like The Thing, and I was gonna have a head coming up out of the toilet that spun around on a motor,
Oh, God.
and have almost like a snake with a head on it, and have it spin around like a baby doll head or something. And but no, when I showed up, they were still painting the room, and they had filled this toilet and made it look like somebody blew ass all over the place. So they're like, "Here, be scary." Well, how do I make that scary? You know, like, it's funny. You can't see in those photos, but there was also a shower. So the door. So same guy, Brian's behind me. He gives me cues. I hear him break off a chain, and he's a clown, and he chases him through the door. I see the door open. And they're paying attention to the toilet. They don't even see my shadow on the wall. Like, I duck down in the stairs, and I make myself as small as can be. I try to make it not look like a person with my shadow. I'm tipping my hat, making it look. I don't want them to, but they're looking at the toilet, and when I hear them come around, you asked about a script. If I hear them say something that I can use, and it's a split second, I'll use it, and I'll repeat what they said. You know, if you go through the haunted house and somebody says your name, there's an extra added, wait a minute, how did they...
Yeah. I've had this happen to me through haunted houses before where they're like, "Hey, Todd." I'm like, "Who the fuck are you?"
Well, we live in a pretty small town. Everybody knows everybody. But also, hey, scare our kids. Really get... His name is Bill. His name is, you know.
That's cool, though.
But, so we get a heads up. Well, so these people come through the door. And, yeah, I feel like I'm going to go really long on this. You just tell me if I need to.
No, you're
back
fine.
off.
You're the guest.
Go for it.
So how do you make this scary? So you go through run-throughs. We do a night where we test it and see how it works. And they know, hey, look, this probably isn't going to be good. You know, come back next week. So we do a run-through, and I'm still, lights are off, customers are coming. How can I make this scary? I had decided, okay, I told the owner, I was like, hey, I need a plunger. I'm in a bathroom. What's going to be scary? Well, I guess we'll be a plumber, right? So I always thought, you know, cussing is too cheap or easy to get the scare through. And so we try to scale it back, try not to cuss, try not to be too insulting. What am I going to do? I'm a plumber. I got shit all over the wall, overflowing in the toilet. There's a sign that says no dumping. Later on, I had smeared it where it says paint the town brown, and it looks like somebody did it in brown splatter paint.
Shit happens.
Shit happens. So anyway, one of my coworkers said, hey, if you want to be scary, just blame the customer. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So first night, I go and I get a plunger, and it was still wet with paint the first night I did it.
You said you got, is this
Yeah.
it over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-oh. It's coming out.
Let me take off the cans.
Yeah.
So I go and I get a broom handle, about a 6 foot plunger, and the crazy part of this is, like I'm telling you, the lights are down, the radio's loud, they're already distracting. Is a plunger scary? This is my weapon. Are you terrified by this?
You pull that out, I'm questioning things. Like, that's a little terrifying.
So I went with the yellow. I went with the yellow and black striped because I thought, like we were speaking earlier, like we grew up on Tim Burton. Hey, let's play this like a Batman character. Like Batman Returns is probably my favorite.
Okay.
So I like all the neon color lights and all that stuff and all the over the top cheese. I'm like, okay, all right. So we get a plunger, but it's not scary. But people aren't paying attention. They don't realize you have to have a weapon in your hand, right? but it's not scary. It's all the extra little things. So then I got to say something to them. All right. So the first night I go in, and like that character was so organic. By the way, I even named it based on a Batman villain. The name of the character is the Flusher.
The Flusher.
It's not saying, hey, it's the Grim Reaper. Or it's just named after a plumber. You know what I mean? It's so comic bookish.
Right.
So anyway, this is my weapon, but there's nothing fancy about it. It's just a plunger. I spent $4 on it and spray painted it, right? And then you use the things that you have laying around, like we were speaking about the scary movies from our era. There's nothing to Jason. There's nothing. I never thought Mike Myers was scary, but it's just a blue jumpsuit, right? There's nothing exciting about the dressing up part of it. It's almost like if you look dirty, you're more scary.
Right.
So, literally, I had some stuff laying around. I had a belt that had ripped, and I was like, well, this thing could have a handle on it. So, we put a handle on it. Now it looks like I'm trying to catch somebody. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You're about to be plunged.
So, first night I do the character. I was gonna put a third eye on my forehead. I wanted to play it like what was the cockroach from Men in Black?
Oh,
the two of them.
water.
Yeah,
Sugar.
yeah. Like I didn't know what voice to use. I didn't know
That one. Oh, the
sugar water.
Okay.
I figured overalls and stuff like that. So all I knew is that I wanted the makeup for a face. I didn't want a mask, which allows me the opportunity to communicate. If you're in a mask, does Jason talk? Does Mike Myers talk? Yeah. So
like Kenny.
Now I get to use my voice as a weapon.
Right.
All right. So I go in and I yell at these kids. Which one of you farted all over my wall? You know. And what's funny, they're so distracted by the toilet they don't even see me. I'm standing there, and they think in that bathroom there was a shower, so they always look behind a shower curtain and everything. And they thought. Let me put these back on. They don't see me there. I jump around the corner. I still didn't feel like the character was good. We do this for 7 weeks. We start in September, early September, and run every Friday and Saturday leading up to Halloween. I'm not doing it this year. I went out and hung out with the guys last week just because I was passing through. Went and said hi in the dressing room and everything. Wish everybody, a successful night. But we do this 15 nights plus family night. So 14 nights, Friday and Saturday for 7 weeks plus Halloween. Like this year, what is Halloween? Thursday?
Yes.
They'll be open that Thursday.
Okay.
So if anybody's in the area, Lebanon, Missouri, Ozark Nightmares, this is the haunted house we're talking about. So
go check it out.
It really gave me my chops. But anyway, so I'm doing the character and it didn't feel right. I felt this big. I felt like I wasn't scaring anybody. I was just jumping out, making fun of somebody for pooping, which is easy because everybody does it. Are you guys George Carlin fans?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have a good comedy show without a few fart jokes. He's famous for saying that. So anyway, I realized I had real long hair at the time, and I'm like, okay. Well, I had seen The Undertaker had a documentary about him, and I grew up watching 80s and 90s wrestling, and they always come out there and they got baby oil on, and their hair's always wet. I didn't realize how they did it. Mm-hmm.
They're
putting on a show, so
show.
Yeah,
show.
It's a show.
Oh God.
It's scripted. It's scripted.
It's scripted.
Oh, yeah.
Boom.
It's scripted, but it's very athletic.
I
It's
know
very
that.
athletic.
You
Yeah.
need Redbeard over here. Redbeard, where are you?
I was a stagehand. I actually set up that ring one time.
That's cool.
Man, and I haven't watched it since I missed the screw job.
Screw job?
Yeah, like I was way back. I quit watching it in 92. because I went and seen it and it was too amplified and cheesy, and I was like, all right, I'm not gonna watch this. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's definitely entertainment. Mm-hmm. But anyway, I watched this. So as a stagehand, when I set it up 20 years later, yeah, I'm weaving in and out, dude.
No, you're fine. I'm laughing the whole scripted thing because we've talked about this a lot on the podcast.
I'm standing in the... Yeah, but you know what? To your credit, like, that's a part of our lives. That's a part of our childhood.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
standing in the ring, tying the turnbuckles. The ropes are in, all that, right? And I'll tell you, that ring is made out of 2x4s.
Yeah.
Okay. There's literally a little thicker than this right here for padding over top of it. That's it.
Right.
That's it. And then they roll the apron over top of it. They're getting hit on 2x4.
It's all spring too.
Their iron beams on there and it's spring loaded. Mm. But yeah, you go back and watch some of the old ones where the wood was warped and Hogan blows out his knees and stuff like that. But
I've seen it live once. They had it was back when it was still WWF, and it was in Lebanon. Actually,
really,
and I went there, and the Undertaker was there.
See, and I refuse to call it WWE because I'm old school.
Right.
Yeah.
But
that's when I was watching it, when Stone Cold and The Rock and.
See, and I like to go back and watch those guys do something like this and tell you behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
Honky Tonk Man is hilarious.
Who is the wrestling YouTuber? Tino's Time, or
yeah.
Okay. Shout out to Tino.
Shout out Tino.
Anyway,
no. As I was standing in the ring as a stagehand, like you're not allowed to, like, for those of you who don't know, stagehand, you set up for the events, concerts, stuff like that. You're the one that brings in the equipment,
like a roadie kind of.
Basically, it's just a local guy that doesn't get on the bus and go with them.
Okay.
When they show up in town, they go, okay, we need 40 guys. All right. So, but yeah, when I stood in that ring putting them turnbuckles in, you know how hard it was not to want to do a move or give a Shawn Michaels pose? Like the butterflies in my stomach. Like I felt like a kid again, and I hadn't watched it in 15 years at that point.
From the top rope.
Yeah. But so back on the haunted house. I had just watched a behind-the-scenes thing on The Undertaker, and he had a spray bottle of water. Well, I got this. At the time, I had really long, curly hair. The ladies love it. It's gorgeous. Well, I can't have it looking gorgeous. I'm trying to be scary. Mm-hmm. So all right, that's all he does is he's got a bottle of water before he goes out there. So I take a spray bottle, spray my hair down. Well, I got a bathroom. So I just put it on the shelf in the bathroom. I'm watering my hair all night. You know what I mean? So now you come. It still didn't feel right. The next week, I'm like, man, something's not right. This thing, like, you got to have it. Do you feel? I feel naked without a hat. I feel stupid for asking a guy if they feel naked without a hat. But something wasn't right about the character. So I was like, I had just bought a hat for like $3 that was super cheap in a clearance aisle at Walmart, but I was pretty sure it was a female hat. And I'm like, let me put this on and see how it goes. And I put it on, and it was green. And instantly, the character came together. Like, it was organic. It wasn't planned. I put on the hat, and I looked like Sergeant Slaughter. So I was like, the minute I put it on, the lights go out, the customers are coming in. I turn into Arlie Ermy and just let them have it, right? Well, it was such a we unlocked something amazing there because nobody anticipated it. Mm-hmm. First, they had me do it 2 years in a row, and I didn't like it because the same people come in and they realize, hey, this guy's probably around the corner, you know. So I didn't like doing it the second year, but the first year, everybody's terrified of a drill sergeant, right?
Oh yeah, especially around here.
Well, then you get you get these assholes that come in that try to be funny or try to belittle you or tell you, oh, you're not scary.
Tough guys.
Yeah, tough guys. They got to be tougher than you.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what? Does the drill sergeant ever lose? No. He's not. So the more they cuss at me, I get right in their face. You know, you got to scale back, make sure you're not cussing. But I'm throwing out, like I said, you're in the dark. The lights are going. The radio's going. They just got out of being scared from the last room. They come in. There's nobody in the room. There's a toilet that's overflowing. There's turds smeared all over the wall. They're so fascinated by that. They don't know what's coming next. So when I jump out, you asked if I had a script. It took me a long time to get back around to that.
No, you're all right.
My only part of the script was I would yell out, which one of you did this?
Which one you did this?
Yeah, that's it. But what was funny is if they said something and I could pick up on it, they didn't think anybody was in the room. So they're saying the weirdest, oh, Brittany, you blew ass all over the wall. Oh, man, they smeared shit on the, which one, what did you eat? So, like, if I caught something, that's how I let off. That was part of the script.
It's like, I just got back from Taco Bell.
Yeah. So yeah, they would come in and they say, "Oh, I said, what did you eat? It smells like baby food," which is an Adam Sandler quote off of one of his CDs way back. And what did you eat? It smells like baby food. And they go, "Oh, it was Taco Bell." And I'd say, "Well, I guess we're gonna have to ban assault burritos." I played it like Freddy Krueger. I played it where everything could be funny because it's so high tense in there. They're not paying attention. Somebody's in their face yelling. They don't know that everything I'm saying is a poop joke.
Right. Yeah, that's what I noticed with one of the videos you showed me earlier. Just what you were saying. I was like, that's fucking hilarious.
I would wait. I could hear them go into the next room, and then that person's trying to scare them. That actor's trying to scare them, and I hear him go, "Did he say 2 girls, 1 dump?"
Oh, no.
How many gas station hot dogs did you eat? Do you think this is a truck stop? If you get a kid, I would say, "Are you the heavy duty dumper?" He's this tall. "Are you the heavy duty dumper? Was this a group poop?" I had everything you could think of. I even had candy names. "Did you leave me a Reese's Pieces?"
Oh no.
But they wouldn't catch that I was saying something funny until they got 2 rooms later, and they're like, "Holy crap!"
So I think we actually have a video here.
Replaying it in their head.
One of your things.
Sure. Here's a clip.
Sammy's saying hi to you.
See, and you can't see the toilet here.
Look at that toilet.
Holy crap! Look at that toilet! Which one of you did that? Was it you? Did you blow out all over my wall? Which one? This one? It was you, 4 eyes! It was you, 4 eyes! It was you, 4 eyes! I can smell it, you dirty.
They don't
I
have
can smell the
glasses.
cauliflower coming off of it.
Oh, no, man. I didn't even cut it. Hold on. All right.
Oh, it didn't show up?
No, I forgot to hit cut. Mom and it.
Is it coming up now then?
Here, it's cut now, yeah. I think.
There we go.
That's not the real inside.
That's all right. Let it go.
Was it you? Did you blow out all over my wall? This one? This one? It was you, 4 eyes! It was you, 4 eyes! It was you, 4 eyes! I can smell it, you dirty.
I can smell
the cauliflower coming off of it. What are you laughing at? I thought bears pooped in the woods. What else you San Francisco? It definitely smells like somebody from California dropped a loaf in there. Go, go, go! You got the runs, run!
He got the runs.
That's it. You can cut it. Yeah,
That's awesome.
so you couldn't see on there because the green cut out. But yeah, I was standing up there. They couldn't see me. But they come around the corner, and you get them with a jump scare. In fact, they had to replace the wall because I would take that plunger. The plunger's not, like I said, the plunger's not scary, but they don't see it. So I would hit the wall, and we got to go this way. And I'd stop them. That was the only reason I did it. I was hitting it so hard that it broke the wall. So, and it was timed so perfectly. Like I can't see into that room. I'm coming down the stairs. So I would see the door open. I would see the light from the room previously, and then I would see the shadow get bigger on the wall. There was a couple times I almost hit somebody right in the eyeball. But, yeah, I would stop them right on time. If you notice there, you asked if I had a script. That particular group that came through, if I was quick enough and could pick up on something, like I said, they you could say funny things and still be scary because they're not paying attention.
Yeah, because
I happened to notice they tried to cut me off and tried to control the flow of the conversation. And I cut them off, and I happened to notice as I'm cutting them off, all 4 of them were wearing glasses. It was you, 4 eyes. 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 And then I said, which one of you hippies did this? It's a dirty hippie joke. Which one of you hippies did this? I can smell the cauliflower coming off of it. It must be somebody from California. And that was because they were wearing a San Francisco's jacket. It all
so you're just playing this in real time.
Time.
Like, what's that? Improv, yeah, comedy improv.
That's what made it fun for me because I was, so I've been all over. Illinois, Missouri, Texas for living. Plus I've traveled coast to coast the other way. A lot of people here were dishonest to me 15 years ago when I lived here. So I always kind of used it as an outlet to take it out on those people. Okay, I get to insult these people and make fun of them for this or that, or they come in and they're bigger. Oh, it's like a bear shit in the woods. It doesn't, however bigger they got, I got to be in their face and cut down on them for the way they looked or trying to smart off or thinking they were tough. And I got to be, I'm in charge. There was a couple times. So you guys know Brian.
Yeah. I do, yeah.
Yeah. So Brian, he's been doing it with me for about 15 years, and he was in the room prior. So there was 2 instances last year that I thought I was going to get hit.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. No. And I control the flow because I come down the stairs. They cannot leave without going the way I just came. Mm-hmm. So I have to get out of the way. I have to come into the room. They try to get past me. Back it up. You backed up my toilet. Now back it up. Let me out. And I'd have to come around them. And then when I decide it's okay for them to go, I let them go.
Right.
Which you also have to control the flow because sometimes the next groups come in and
they're right on the other group's ass.
But there was one time, I'll never forget his appearance. He was probably 17, 18 years old, probably out drinking, group of buddies. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they brought back the mullet, but they did. Red hair, mullet, bigger dude, corn-fed. He's bigger than me. He starts clenching his fists. So I get right in his face. Hey, man, this was definitely somebody with a mullet did this. He's clenching his fist. So I control the flow. I move aside so they can get past me, but I don't. You never break character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. In fact, for the viewers, you guys had asked me if I would come in costume tonight. I went ahead and painted the faces, but you got to protect the character. Right. I never break character. Even if I broke. I think someone made me laugh last year. No matter how funny they are, you got to nail it home. You got to drive it home. So and I'm I'm ashamed that nobody else would ever admit to breaking character, but I'm an honest guy. So, but yeah, they made me laugh. But yeah, so this guy starts clenching his fists. Well, I back up and I push the door open to the room prior to me, and they can't hear me, and I'm like, Brian, I think I'm about to get hit.
Oh, fuck.
I said, hey, you got to come in here with me in case. So anyway, he comes in, chases him off. Right? Here comes the clown. Now we double team them. They get out of there. But there was that incident. There was another one. Man, I could go on for hours about this. You guys just tell me when to shut it down. I'll shut it down.
Oh no, you're good.
No, there was the first year I did that character, people were coming in 2, 3, 4 times. There was one group came in 4 times a night.
Just multiple times.
Through. And it's so weird to me. Like, part of being scared is not knowing what's coming next.
Right.
That's the anticipation. Not knowing what's coming, but anticipating something's about to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the 4th time we get word, like you said, they knew your name when you came through. We get word, hey, that group's coming through again. All right. Well, I hear them 2 rooms over. Oh, they're trying to sneak up on the actors.
Oh, fuck.
They're trying to sneak up and scare you.
Huh.
Well, my room had a shower in it. Mm. So when you come into my room, you automatically thought I was going to be in the shower anyway. It was too easy. That's why I didn't play it that way. So these kids come in, 4 of them, and they come running through. Well, Brian decided he wasn't going to be in his normal spot. So they come in, and they're like, he wasn't in his room. So they all kind of congregate in there, get a plan together. And then they go, and they run into my room. And we had gotten a heads up. Hey, they're coming in for a 4th time, and they're going to try to scare you. So when they busted in, thought I was around in the stairwell, they all came and tried to hide in the shower so they could scare me. Guess who was in the shower? So here comes Brian, chases them in. They come running in there. Well, when they get in there...
Thanks, Sammy Dale, for joining in.
Holy cow, Sammy Dale. All right. Hood to see you, brother. I'm kidding. Sammy, so I used to play a little music. I used to play a little music with Sammy. He's a singer. Sammy, are you still doing are you doing Branson? Are you doing Dollywood? Where are you at these days, brother? I'm right now, we're doing this show from near Branson, probably hour and a half north of Branson.
Yeah.
So
we're right next to Uranus,
Missouri.
back home, everybody's so fascinated with that.
That's crazy.
It's gone viral.
Yeah.
Like they don't know. I get a newspaper every once in a while. It just shows up in my mailbox.
The Uranus Examiner or whatever.
Yeah. It just gets worse.
I got
and
the
worse
first issue put up somewhere.
I've seen it on YouTube and stuff. People do like a tour video of the whole
all over
place
Nashville, he said.
Oh really? I drove in from Nashville last night.
Just gonna say,
So
there.
We're at Lake of the Ozarks. I hang out around Franklin. I'll probably be back there in a week. Get a hold of me if you want to do lunch or something, buddy. But yeah, back home, dude, it's a popular thing. I think the issue of the newspaper I kept was the one with had the Oscar Mayer Wienermobile on it.
Oh, nice.
And it said Wiener slid into Uranus.
Yeah.
And it just got worse and worse and worse. So I kept it and I framed it. I was like, all right, I'll hang on to this.
That's awesome.
When you go in there,
it was in my
they're
mailbox.
all about it. Yeah, it's an ongoing.
See,
thing.
and that used to be a strip club, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Big Louie's.
Yep. Then they changed the ordinance.
And then they had Chicken Bones, which is a really good bar and grill, honestly.
Listen, I'm known as the flusher.
The flusher.
As a plumber. Do I really want to eat fudge from a strip club? I don't. Am I the only one making that connection there?
I think it's funny, but I think it's too adult funny, and they're trying to make it more of a family-friendly deal.
Sure.
You know, they got the parks for the kids to go play. It's like, I'm not going to take my kids to Uranus to get their fudge packed. I'm sorry. Now, I will go as an adult and think it's fun, but...
All of the signs leading up to it are hilarious. They're even more funny.
I haven't seen many of the signs, but...
There is signs, not the main sign, but around the ground level that is all fudge packed, this and that. And it's it's pretty good, but... We got way off subject, but hey.
It happens. You're talking about your hat earlier, and you actually brought it too, didn't you? So
yeah. So the character, like I said, the plunger was just a couple of bucks. Once again, I didn't know how to make that particular room scary, so it's really organic. I put on the hat the one day because I had a cheap hat. I actually ended up selling that one to a guy. He was drunk one night, Halloween night. Let me buy your hat. Well, I only paid $30 for it. When he offered me $55, I was like,
okay, fuck yeah,
I'll get a second one. So I've replaced the hat. Are you familiar with one of the later Nightmare on Elm Streets? Freddy Krueger's dad. His stepdad was Alice Cooper.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Really?
They're in the.
That's cool though.
Freddy was a teenager. He comes down this. He's in the basement. His dad comes down the stairs, and he just had on this white shirt that was nasty. And he actually, by the way, guys, I'm the only one here without a beard. because I'm Chiricahua Indian. I can't grow facial hair. This has been a week. All right.
Oh, nice.
I purposely shaved and left this just to come on the podcast.
You don't have to have a beard. We've had women on the
got the
podcast. We don't
flavor.
expect them to have a beard
You
either.
got the flavor saver.
The flavor saver. I'm the beardless wonder.
the beard.
This is about a week. If I grow it out, I mean I can get a good motorcycle rider.
This is the beautiful
Just-
bearded
just here.
bastards and Jeremy.
and Jeremy. But no, like I knew I was coming on. I wanted to do a little face paint. I won't get into full costume just because you got to protect the character. I can't
No,
sit
for
here
sure,
and
for
I can't sit here and be funny and laugh with you guys when I'm known for being a drill sergeant,
You got to
being
be serious
a total
the whole
asshole.
time. Yeah.
Right.
Gotcha.
But I purposely didn't shave today. I'm telling you the insides of the haunted house, and I'm also giving you some ideas of cheap costume ideas. Really, are you guys old enough to remember Adam Sandler used to come on Saturday Night Live and hold up a newspaper and say, "I'm Mr. Newspaper Face."
Nope. I don't.
Oh, here's a Halloween costume idea. Just get a pickle. I'm Crazy Mr. Pickle Mustache. I'm Crazy Mr. Pickle Arm. So
I remember the gay robot. That was a funny skit. I loved it.
I remember the goat.
I'll fuck your dick.
Opera man.
When I sing karaoke, I sing medium pace. If you're familiar,
If I sing karaoke, I'm singing that tequila song.
tequila.
Tequila.
One word.
Dun, 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 dun.
Medium pace. A lot of people younger than us don't realize Adam Sandler had albums out.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That piece of shit car album.
Piece
and
of shit.
that's a good
Comedy
song. Yeah,
albums,
yeah.
Medium pace is the greatest love song ever written.
I don't think I've heard that one.
It starts out real slow and bluesy. Howard Stern talked about this. Put your arms around me, baby. It's all romantic, right? And then you get to the next verse, and he goes, "Now spit on your hand and stroke my cock at me." And then it gets. Now show that shampoo bottle up my ass and do this and pretend I'm the pizza delivery guy. And it just gets more and more gross. But it's exactly how dating goes. You talk to a pretty girl, you're interested in her, you act interested in her. Next thing you know, you're being disgusting to her. And then it gets progressively worse and funnier and nastier. So anyway, yeah, it's one of the greatest love songs ever written.
That's awesome.
As far as the character goes, what I was telling you is like I went with cheap costume ideas because it's more
Those are
scary.
sometimes the best. You know, you can spend a lot of money, but just throwing something, authentic together too.
Right. So I had a pair of blue jeans laying around that were busted out. The knees were just blown out. From when I was early 90s, thought Wayne's World was cool and thought I had to walk around with busted out knees. They got too bad. And then, you have some old shoes or work boots or something. You can't be scary and not have work boots.
No, right. Yeah, yeah.
Well, you can't have a new pair of work boots. You
No,
got to
they
have
gotta
a
be
worn.
scuffed
They
up.
got to be worn out.
So that's
holes in 'em.
something that I've done with previous costumes. I'd go buy like a brand new, either like I had like 1 year I was like a Viking, and then this year I was like a wizard. But I went and took these brand new, like the Viking one was like $100 and something leather caress or whatever they call it. And I'm out there fucking just scraping it into the ground and into the gravel, trying to get it dirty and scuffed.
you gotta make
and
it look crazy.
the same with the wizard outfit I had. I was trying to get it all dirty and muddy, and you just want that kind of worn out look. You don't want it to look brand new and shiny.
Like this year, everybody's gonna be Beetlejuice.
Right.
Everybody's gonna be Beetlejuice this year.
They're all Wednesday last year.
Look, if you've got the white and black striped suit, go roll it around in the mud.
Yeah, you don't want it to look
You gotta
shiny.
You gotta dirty it up. You can't look fresh and new. You gotta look dirty. There's something. So
you gotta look like you just came out of a grave. Because
Yeah,
that's
exact-
how he looks. He's got
Exactly.
the mold on his face.
Right.
and
Yeah, don't forget
This
the
is
green
too
in the
clean.
makeup. Yeah. Well, so I purposely did not shave, even the little bit of mustache, and I can't grow a mustache. When I race, we mentioned racing. When I race, I'll grow it out for a month, and it never gets much longer than this. I want that NASCAR race car driver.
Earnhardt.
Yeah, but it never gets much deeper than this, and I really kind of played it like Alice Cooper as Freddy Krueger's dad. all right, you got a little bit of a shadow. You can't look clean shaven. You can't look, And I'm actually going to, I'll show you guys some more of the costume.
Yeah.
Because, I brought in the hat. I had a cheap hat. After the first one was purchased, I went and bought, or I had one laying around that they're too decorative. I would never wear them out. So I was like, all right, let me get some primer. Let me get some spray paint. Let's darken this thing up. And this will work as a drill sergeant. I went down to the Dollar Tree, and I wanted to be disgusting looking, right? I'm actually going to show you guys. I'm going to take off my shirt here. Hang on a second.
Uh-oh.
He's stripping on the show,
Stripping
guys.
on the show.
Got flesh.
Just joking.
There we go.
Please subscribe.
I'm going to wait till this catches up, see how I look. The one, so we get this dollar shirt from the Dollar Tree. I've never wore a V-neck in my life. I know I'm a big Michael Jackson fan, by the way. Michael Jackson always wore the V-necks.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, that millionaire's wearing this $1 shirt. But anyway, like I said, like this, it's not terrifying. There was something missing. But the minute you put on the hat, and every scary character ever in the history has to have gloves. You never see Freddy Krueger's real hands. You never see Jason's real hands. You never see any scary movie. Nobody's
That's interesting.
real
I
hands.
never thought of that.
Yeah. So
That Ghostface has gloves.
literally, I know I've seen you guys's. I've seen the episodes. We don't talk about the old place of work, but literally, I just took the old work gloves, had some worn out ones, snipped off the fingers, and all of a sudden you become this character. And then you take your face. Like I said, no face mask. You use your normal face and makeup. Yeah, you use your face to be scary. You give a snarl. I've got a natural frown. I've already mentioned him several times, but somebody had told me I've got the same face as Alice Cooper. I've got some side by
I
sides.
could potentially see it. Yeah.
I mean, I got the big nose that's already sunburns and blisters it every year. I look crazy, but I went in there and just snarl, grit your teeth, let them have it. You got to have your weapon.
Custom.
Yeah, custom weapon. That it doesn't matter.
The plunginator.
It doesn't matter that it's not scary.
No, that's intimidating.
You got to have something, but everybody's got a knife.
Right.
Everybody's got a knife. What else is there?
Right.
So I'm like, holy crap! I feel like a Batman villain. But when I come out there and just kind of snarl your face, you gotta have that Billy Idol, Elvis snarl. You gotta grit your teeth and then just release a little bit, and then don't break character. Just yell.
The whole time.
Dude, behind the scenes at the haunted house, everybody is popping cough drops and honey. And
Oh, yeah.
could you imagine 7 weeks as a drill sergeant yelling at people?
Listen here.
Yelling about pooping. Of all things, 2 girls, 1 dump.
I didn't know they stack shit that high.
I felt like Arlie Ermy. So,
Drop and give me shitty.
so anyway, you can make a costume out of anything.
Oh, for
and
sure.
this ended up being one of the more terrifying costumes. Like, I went down last week and seen all my friends that are still working there. And the minute I popped into the dressing room just to surprise them, they were like, holy crap, the Flusher's here. They call me Ass the Ripper in the dressing room. But it didn't have a real good Batman name to it.
Ass the Ripper.
But-
Face to mouth to ass.
But
In order to surprise. Sorry, it's all right.
no, they were like, holy crap, like they would learn from me because there was so much confidence.
Mm-hmm.
You can't break character. You got to go in. I'm going to make you be intimidated by me.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my job, is to scare you. Some
It's
people,
acting.
yes. And after doing it for years was incredible. But
Yeah.
I mean, 1 year all I had was an antler for a hand. Like, that's it. Like it doesn't. I don't know. It's all about confidence. Some people just jump out with their little plastic knife and, did I scare you? No, you got to jam it down their throat. You got to let them.
I like that. I like the more whole acting deal for sure.
Anyway, I'm not going to sit here in costume.
Nah,
That would be weird, especially since you guys took your masks off. What the heck?
I could not breathe in that thing.
I'm doing all the talking. You guys should have your mask on.
Speaking of clothing, we have a couple things for you.
All right. Segment.
So we got you some stickers. You can vandalize gas stations or throw them away, whatever you want to do with them.
Your own
and
property.
I will.
And we got you a shirt.
Killer.
Each person gets a beautiful bearded bastard shirt.
Yeah.
All right.
So hell yeah.
Sweet.
We hope you enjoy that. We're probably gonna cut it here soon. We got a haunted house, or not a haunted house. We have a Halloween party we got to go to.
Hold on.
Is there anything specific that we wanted to talk about before we went?
We still got demo derby and delivery stories.
Okay, so yeah, did you used to do demo derby?
So I used to race up in Illinois. Before they really kind of militarized our police for decades, for 4 decades. They would race against as policemen versus the businessmen, and it was to raise money for cops so they could pay for, protective gear, armor, underbody stuff, because it was all on a local level, and it was whatever money they had to protect themselves. So they used to go out there and raise money for it. And yeah, I think I sent you not to show them, but I think I sent you a picture of a demo derby that just popped up. They just tore down that racetrack after 80 years.
Oh no!
And
that sucks.
The old timer in the family had passed away, and they decided to sell off all the land. But the pictures had just popped up, and everybody's still sore about it back home. But yeah. I was never. A lot
of old tracks are being shut down, whether they were derby tracks or race tracks, or especially in the east, in the south, and stuff.
Hold this for a second, George. I'll be right back.
Well, they're building up neighborhoods around them, and then they get upset about the sound. Those things have been there for 100 years, and then they come in and put a subdivision next to it, and then they complain, "Oh, we can hear the racetrack." Well, maybe you shouldn't have built a house next to it. It was already there.
Loud engines. Yeah.
So anyway, that's why that came up. I'm not a NASCAR guy. I'm not go fast, turn left. In fact, as a joke, I used to wire up a left turn signal in my window, because you can't have turn signals. You can't have all the plastic while you're racing around. So you take them all off the bumper. But I mounted one inside the car, so you could see me going around with my left turn.
That's funny.
But yeah, we had 114 cars out there one year.
See, that's like a massacre of just metal and smashing. Yeah.
And that's what I was known for. I've never taken less than third in a demo derby. So,
nice.
Man, I've taken some hard hits though. Whew.
Yeah, my uncle was in. Like I said, I went to some of his when I was young, and just different. They'd have them at the fair or this and that. I just always thought it was pretty awesome and interesting and loud, and just cars, car culture.
It's a very expensive sport to get into, because cars break down every weekend when you're racing, and you got to put them back together. And but no, it never really my thing. It was more that once a year, I was chasing after that demo derby trophy.
Yeah,
I got one, and then I had a second one where my car was still running, but they had disqualified me because I popped a tire, which is a dumb rule for a demo derby,
Yeah.
Car was still running.
Could you still?
They're at the start-finish line, and they got their information wrong on a clipboard. Oh, it says here you live in Branson, Missouri. You're all the way up in Illinois. How's it feel? You just took second in the demo derby, and they put the microphone in my face. And then before I could say anything, he comes back and he goes, "It looks like your fan's still going."
What the fuck?
My hood was curled up, and I was like, "Well, that's because the car's still running." But it was some 16-year-old kid that they had just given the trophy to, and I didn't want to be rude, so I walked up to him, I shook his hand, congratulated him, and a piece of his car had come off and came in my window and hit me.
Oh, wow.
Not violently, just lightly came in and sat down on my shoulder. So I walked up to him and I said, "Hey, I think this is yours. Congratulations on the win." But yeah, they sent me a check. And,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
I thought it'd always be fun to do that.
I got a picture of the check that just says, "Hey." To me, it was them saying, "Hey, you're a badass. Like, thanks for coming out and doing the demo derby."
Right.
And
That's awesome.
but yeah, I've got 2 demo derby trophies.
That's cool. I know there's a bunch of rules like where you gotta like bust out all the windows. You gotta weld the doors shut, don't you?
Yeah.
Roll cage.
Roll cage. Yeah.
I never did the roll cage. It was just that one event a year, so we just ripped all the seats. In fact, right now all I'm doing is delivering food across country, and I just ripped all the seats out of my car.
Oh, okay.
Nothing but a driver's seat, so I have plenty of room around me to, I do grocery orders and stuff like that. So
Nice.
same type of deal, dude. Like, you just make sure the windows are out, weld the one door shut so it don't open, and strap in.
So you do a bunch of delivery. Do you do any of like the passengers or just like food and grocery or?
No, I chose to go with an older car. I wanted to get at least 30 miles to the gallon. I think it's going to be a fad. It's not going to be a job for everybody all the time.
Right.
There's literally nothing to it. You take a picture of your driver's license and they say, "Okay, you're able to go." That's how you sign up and go. There's restrictions, but if you don't acknowledge the restrictions, you can do it in multiple cities.
Okay.
You're supposed to submit that you moved and asked to go into other areas. But it's all on the GPS, so the GPS updates wherever you're at. I just came in from Nashville. A month ago, I was in Austin, Texas. I've been in Nashville. I've been out to California and delivered food. I'm in the middle of a treasure hunt. I was out in St. Augustine. I got out of there before all the hurricanes, but I was out in Florida. I can do it anywhere.
That's cool. You get to travel basically too for work.
I'm 38 years old. I have no kids, no family, no girl, no nothing like that. So like, it's not always going to be available for me to do it. So I just thought, you know what? And we won't name where we used to be employed, but one day things got to me, and I just said, you know what? I'm out of here.
Fair enough.
I said, you know what? So I hopped in the car and I took all my stuff out of the house, put it in storage, and while I have the opportunity, I'm going to see everything in the United States I ever wanted to see.
That's awesome.
I want to go see Coral Castle. There's things on my list. I've already been to the Alamo plenty of times, but there's things that I want to go see.
Been to the crater in Arizona? That'd be a cool one.
In Arizona.
I
know about the one in Arkansas.
I didn't know there was a crater in Arkansas.
Where they dig for the
the Crater of Diamonds. I've been there.
Have you?
I've been there.
Is
me
that
and
cool?
the old lady went there and we dug for diamonds. Yeah, it was really cool. We went in November, so it was cold. So and you're trying to pan or sift this stuff, and the water is just freezing. So try to go in warmer weather if you go. But
see, that's the thing. So for the next 3 months, I'm gonna hunker down. I'll be down in Texas where it's warmer.
Right.
If I play my cards right, I never have to see snow again.
There you go, man. More power to
you. And usually I'll go to a town for 7 or 8 days, and then when it starts to rain, that's when I leave. And literally, it's spur of the moment. Like this week, I knew I wanted to come back over here for this, but I could have stayed in Nashville for another week.
Well, thank you for coming.
I could have went to Texas.
We appreciate it.
When I go home and visit family, it's like I guess I'll work there for a week. But literally, it's spur of the moment. Like I look at the weather. Who's got 10 straight days of good weather? All right, let's get out of here.
There. That's cool. That's really cool.
Check out the Grand Canyon.
I would like to go to the Grand Canyon, Arizona.
Yellowstone.
So big. Yellowstone terrifies me.
The volcano.
You think it's coming?
We can only hope, right?
I'm
joking.
Maybe.
So yeah. So
something's brewing under there.
So you're 5 years younger than us, but I don't know about here, but where I was in Illinois in elementary school, they scared the pants off of us.
I've watched the documentaries for it. So
the teachers did. Well, there's a major fault right here that was supposed to go off 100 years ago.
Well, so at one point, apparently the Mississippi flew backwards. It was so bad.
Yeah, it was only for a couple of hours, but
still,
they told us all. Yeah,
a couple of hours. A river that flows to the ocean flows backwards. That's pretty fucking crazy.
That was supposed to go off in 2009.
Oh, it's due, and so is the super volcano in Yellowstone. It's apparently due.
So So what is that called? What is that fault called?
Madrid,
New Madrid fault. Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
That terrifies me more than anything.
That's a place down in like the Boot Hill, Missouri. It has like the most disasters of anywhere. I think it's like floods.
And what's crazy is we don't really get
tornadoes.
earthquakes here. It's always over back west.
Don't knock on wood.
Oh yeah,
Knock on wood.
for real.
Yeah. Next thing you know, well, if that thing goes off, yeah, it was. What did they tell us? It rang church bells in Boston.
Wow.
Man, that's crazy.
Something like that.
That's scary.
So we talked a little earlier, and if you don't want to talk about it, that's fine. But you said you're starting a YouTube, or you want to start a podcast or something like that. Or?
I've got, I'm very low tech. I told you I haven't plugged a television in since 2009.
Oh.
The reason being is when I came to this area, it was we grew up with rabbit ears. And you got 4 or 5, 6 channels.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know that were local channels.
Put aluminum foil on it.
Yeah.
They had just changed when I decided to move here. It was one of those deals, whatever fit in the fan came.
Mm.
Well, I had a big box TV. And at that time, they went digital rabbit ears. You had to have the box and plug it in.
It was like the round plastic.
Otherwise,
thing
you didn't get any channels, not even the local channels. You got nothing. So I say I haven't plugged a television in since 2009, but like I've plugged in a DVD player and watched some old movies. I like old movies.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like anything new.
Wow.
Sandlot.
Sandlot's a good one.
I love the
Sandlot's
Sandlot.
a classic.
Grumpy
movie.
Old Men.
Yes.
Wayne's
I've
World.
never seen Grumpy Old Men.
You've never seen Grumpy Old
really?
Men?
Seen it.
Dude, Walter Matthau. And,
I've seen Wayne's World.
They're fighting over a woman.
There's 2 of them, and they're both equally good. Even the sequels is good.
So it's not super old, but
Yeah,
have you
I love
seen?
that
It's got Michael Douglas in it.
Actual Michael Douglas.
Actual Michael Douglas. It's one of my favorite movies too. It's man, I can't think of it right now. Holy shit! The Game.
No.
I fucking
yes.
love
Is that the one where they're playing tag?
What? I don't know. They're so it's this rich guy, and he's just rich. He's an asshole and he's rich and he doesn't have fun with life. Anyway, he gets signed up for this program that's supposed to basically turn him around, and it makes it feel like he gets cheated, and it pushes him to the point to where he wants to kill himself, and he jumps off this building, and they're all prepared for this, and they end up catching him, and he's just like a newfound man, and it's a fucking intense thriller, really fucking cool movie to watch. One of my favorites, and it's older. It's 90s. It's not super old, but yeah, you should definitely watch it.
I thought you were talking about the old game of tag. My brother.
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
So I really don't watch television, but like when I stop and see family or something, my brother's like, "Hey, you got to see this new." These guys spent 3 decades playing a game of tag, and who was it and who wasn't
That's
it?
cool.
And you can't get me. It was interesting. I think
know what you're
it had
talking
a it had a
about.
boring ending. It was a letdown. It was a big build up and a letdown, but the whole
something games or something. What was it called?
that's why I thought, yeah, it was some game.
I know there's Rat Race.
I know what you're talking about. It's not that.
not
There's
that.
some other movie. I know what you're talking about.
It was interesting up until the end.
It was like on Hulu or some shit.
Sure.
I can't think of the name either. Something game or something like that.
Ooh, did you hear that? See, I've been
Is it
trying.
called Tag? Or no, that's one.
No.
Yeah, that's probably it. 2018. It is newer.
Tag official trailer.
Yep. That's the guys. Yeah,
Like it?
yeah. That's the guy they can't catch. The whole movie, he's winning.
Oh, okay. Well, I was thinking of
Okay.
a different game or different
So
movie,
Tag.
I think.
This whole time, I've been trying not to burp in the mic.
Go for it.
He
man.
said, "Go for it."
We've had people show their ass on the podcast. We've had people play music on the podcast. It's a free for all.
Well, now somebody took their shirt off.
We
So-
ate steak on the podcast.
we had a
too.
steak dinner on the podcast.
Well,
That
what's
was
that?
our favorite one.
Well, what the hell?
ASMR.
We'll have you on the next steak podcast.
Well, hey, listen.
Dressed up in suits and everything.
Yeah.
Well, I do have a gift for you guys.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
wow. Man, this
We
guy.
usually do a Christmas exchange for the Christmas one. So wow, this is cool.
I expect nothing other than this cool shirt and these, which yeah, I play a little guitar. These will go on the guitar case for sure.
Nice.
yeah.
Okay. Hell yeah.
I'll put some of these in the bathroom down in Texas.
There you go.
Graffiti it
Down at-
everywhere.
down at the honky
we need to
tonks.
start putting our
Spread-
QR code on it so people can
spread the
actually find
beards.
us. But
There you go.
So just so y'all know, we do not put these anywhere. We just give them away, and where they end up is not on us.
We don't.
So we don't vandalize.
So, what was I talking about?
Gifts or something.
A
Yeah.
gift.
Yeah.
See, he's excited. He wants it.
I am excited.
What is it?
I'll give you a short build up just because we're talking scary movies. I've told you I'm classic. I like Freddy and Jason, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I was meeting Tanya Tucker in Texas,
Yeah.
and the guy in front of me owned the gas station, as in the gas station from Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, no shit.
That's cool.
Yeah, you know, it kind of went viral that you can go stay at the gas station, and they built some cabins behind there, and you can stay overnight. They do a bunch of big events out there.
Mm-hmm.
They got some pretty good brisket too.
Oh, I love brisket.
I mean, the cool part of that movie was that it was cannibalism. They were chopping up the bag, their victims, and
Just eating
they're
them.
making barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to try the barbecue. You know what I mean? and it was cool. This guy tracked down the recipe from the guy in 1974, the original recipe for the barbecue.
Except they didn't use human, right?
Right. But
we hope.
Anyway, of all things, I was at a record signing for Tanya Tucker, and this guy starts talking scary movies with me, and we were debating, and I was like, well, I like this, I like that, and he's like, no, dude, there's only one movie, and that's Texas Chainsaw. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, no, like that's the original slasher film.
Yeah.
And I got to looking at it, and it is 1974 was the original.
The original movie that came out.
The original, yeah.
Or the incident.
Well, it's loosely based on Ed Gein. They say in Texas, they say that really happened.
Yeah, okay.
Like there's a lore about it, but no, it's based on Ed Gein. Anyway, we were talking about it, and yeah, he's right. Like that really kicked it off. Yeah, you had them old B movies like where they were all ants, and you had the movies like Casablanca and stuff like that. But as far as actual mainstream slasher films, Texas Chainsaw was the original.
That's awesome.
And being that I was from Texas, or spent 10 years in Texas, I was passing through. I found this at a Walmart, and I thought, hey, these guys got their stuffed animals out on the table. From a Texan to a Missourian,
Hell yeah.
there's your Leatherface, all right?
Nice.
We don't want to see that.
He fits in perfect.
So
Look at that. Thank you so much. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man. That's awesome.
for sure. So Texas Chainsaw, we owe everything to that. There's a drive-in theater down there. That's where I saw Beetlejuice a couple weeks ago. And there's still a drive-in theater. And it's 30 miles from where it was filmed.
Really?
So I got to see it one year. I got to see the original Texas Chainsaw on the big screen 30 miles from where it was filmed. Actually, it's been 50 years. I told you 74. Right now, this weekend, they are doing a 50th anniversary at the house where it was filmed. So,
Fuck yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, 50 years of slasher films, guys.
Hey.
That's awesome.
Hey.
And then one last thing. I actually do watch. I do watch your guys' podcast.
Well, we appreciate
Yeah,
it.
thank you.
Okay, and I know there is a challenge going around about. All right, who's going to have the longest podcast? Okay, I know that it's a thing.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing.
I just want everybody to know I've already peed twice. All right,
Oh, wow.
Oh, no.
I'm good for hours, brother. Let's go.
Wow.
Is that what you were doing down there? I thought I smelled something.
We need more of these.
I
man.
didn't take off just my shirt.
That's hilarious.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, God.
I got a short one, so I've already peed twice. And there's two in there.
And then he drinks it.
That makes me think of Dumb and Dumber.
Just go, man.
Oh,
Man, you know, that's kind of interesting about our area. I passed through the mall a few years ago, and I saw that Mutt Cuts van. The guy owns all them movie cars.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I swear I've seen that van, too.
The guy owns
Shaggy
it. Lives
dog.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jeremy, man, it's been an awesome time. I'm sure you could talk for hours and hours more. Unfortunately, we cannot try to break any records today. That's why we normally go live at 7.
Really?
And we had to go live at 5 today just because we have a buddy of ours that invited us to a Halloween party. But we definitely want to thank you for having you on.
I'm halfway in costume. I might go down and terrorize the kids at the haunted house tonight.
That'd be cool.
There you go.
The one in Lebanon.
Makeup's already on.
All right, y'all go check that out.
I might have to pee 1 or 2 more times in the bucket over here.
Man, we'd love to have you on again. It'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'm
for
sure
sure.
we need it. We could probably dive more into music or something next time.
Sure,
Part
sure.
2.
Yeah.
Well, I drive around the country all by myself. I have nobody to talk to, so I apologize if I
No, you're all right, man.
No, you're good, man.
just shut me down.
No, you're fine. And yeah, like I was talking to you earlier, dude. If you ever want to kind of do your own little show, man, you just need a place to kind of stop for a minute, and even crash, dude. We have a spare bedroom. You could sit. You can
cool.
come over, crash.
Super
You can do a podcast for yours thing. Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Super cool, super cool. I'm probably gonna take you up on that. Just
Yeah.
I haven't plugged the TV in since '09, so I don't understand technology.
And that's another thing for anybody watching. Anyone can use the studio for any kind of show if you guys would like. Just get a hold of me and we can, talk some business and whatnot. And y'all can do your own
GKP.
podcast, man. We got green screen so you can have whatever background you'd like.
Just not green.
It can be green too. Whatever. We've done the whole green screen before. But yeah, this is the Beautiful Bearded Bastards. This is episode number 20. And thanks again, Jeremy Ryan, for fucking being on. And it's been an awesome time, man.
All right,
Yeah.
cheers,
Well,
guys.
cheers to
Happy
that.
Halloween, guys.
Happy Halloween, y'all.